know specifically what was wrong or what was a law, but I just knew it was not right. It was not natural. It was going against the natural order of things. So I always had that in me, saying that to say, leading up to me, I had my own child at 17, and my aunt, she walked me in, and up to all the 9 months, I had no idea what was going on. They would just look at me, just, you gonna get it in the hospital. I'm like, okay, well, great, okay. My aunt went in with me when I was having labor, and she just, when I started getting a little too hysterical, I had no idea what was going on. I'm like, what this is, get me, get it out. And she looked at me, you're doing the most, I gotta go. I was by myself. All alone, didn't have anyone, the doctors and nurses really, back, I'm 41 for those who know, and I came to have baby at a time where they was just real nasty, when they, you wasn't doing all the hollering when you were having it, they would really get flying, you had no one there to be like, that's not right, and I'm like, okay, yeah, okay, you're right, and that just terrified me to know that someone else went through, so I said, if I had a baby again, which I didn't plan on because I had gone 13 years without having a baby, and I got married, and I had a baby. And I said, okay, I'm doing it at home. I want to be in the comforts of my own home. I don't want to be in a cold, sterile place, not being able to move, restricted, bound, and just don't know what's going on. I'm going to do it at home. I don't care what home I'm in. I'm going to be there. I don't care who didn't understand, who didn't like it. I'm going to do it. And I did it. Well, the hooroo. I met Freya at the bookstore. She had just come back from Washington, D.C., right? And we just talked a little, and I just loved her energy. She's just so sweet. And she said she's from Stop Sis, and I said, you still talk like that?
Nobody believes
I love
me.
the way you talk.
I'm like, really? She's so soft, and I just clicked, and I was pregnant. I said, I want you. You have to be there for me. Help my husband. I didn't think he was going to be in there because I just didn't know how it was. That was our first baby together, so I didn't know. And she came, she taught me some things. Even though I'd already had 3 previously, I still didn't know the natural order of things. I didn't know what to do, what to expect. And so she helped me. She helped me with that one. She helped me with the second one. That was like, da. She helped me with the third one. Like, oh. And like she said, every time it was a better experience. It was loving. My bestest pal in the whole wide world. I say, she is phenomenal woman. I met her. We're working for telecommunications before I even had baby, before I got married, right? And she always showed me things, how to do things on a budget, how to incorporate things that you just wouldn't have thought. She's the queen of DIY, the queen of Pinterest, all that stuff. So when I had my first baby, she did the placenta for me. I did the capsules. The second one, so on and so forth. So I have a connection with these 2 women throughout my birth journey. And I had them all. I didn't tell you. My first, second set. I have all my children. I know, yeah.
Say that again.
First, second set. I have a 23-year-old, and I have a 19-year-old. And then my husband has 2 in the middle. Then we have a soon to be 5 on Monday, and then 3 and 2-year-olds. So we are all over. So that's why I say second set. Well, I have my 5-year-old. I had him when I was 37, or was it 36? 36 or 37. And then I had my last child at 41. And so I have the passion. I'm like, we were told so much, you better go and get it. You better go and have it before you get old. Then your clock. And I'm like, I'm a witness to that you can do it. And you can do it naturally, because they tell you at the hospitals, once you have a cesarean, you can't do it no more. You can go natural.
My first was a cesarean.
Mine too. Yes, mine was a cesarean. And I've had 5 of the children after, all vaginal birth, all natural birth. So I was just very excited to be able to do it. It was very challenging, because you have to break the chains of generational thoughts and the beliefs that you have in your head that you can't do this. So it was in the middle of it. I was like, oh, I gotta go to the hospital. This ain't consistent. We ain't supposed to be doing this. I gotta go to the hospital.
This is not okay.
This is not okay. Oh, if I make it, the next one is not gonna be like this. Like you get to that point, and in the labor, and then after that, it's like, great. Freya's like, oh, it's okay. You're the best. You can do it.
Like a guy.
And I'm like, oh. I mean, because I had other people in the room, but I said no one can touch me. No one can talk to me or touch me. So my husband and Freya, those are the only two voices I wanted to hear. And people were trying, I'm like, oh, you're talking. Tell Freya. And I go back to
Text her.
Freya would come interpret. So I really said all that to say. I don't want to give my whole life story, but to say that I have a genuine love for natural birthing and helping sisters, young sisters, older sisters, whomever, to transition to that natural birthing stage and just really going back to your roots all the way. Not just your hair, not just your dress, but actually attaching and connecting yourself with your roots of your generational grandmothers and great grandmothers and grandmothers. And that's what my joy is to be able to connect that. So I think each time we do that, we heal a little bit. We heal a little more. We become a little more stronger in who we are as Black women, because we are Black women.
Yes,
Thank you.
And the final from our doula collective, Miss LaJay. Miss LaJay is the one who's going to be leading our childbirth education class starting up this Wednesday.
We have 3 orifices, not 2.
No, my name is LaJay Rain. I am a mother of 2 boys. I have a almost 8-year-old and a 1.5-year-old. My second was born naturally. After my first birth experience in the hospital, I said at 21, I'm never coming to the hospital for another birth. And my mom was like, what? But she was there for my second birth, so she saw I wasn't playing. But I've always been interested in reproductive health, even as a child. But I always ask my mom questions about sex, like at 4 or 5. I just wanted to know. I just was like, how do babies get here? And what is an egg? And sperm, what is that? I just thought it was really interesting. And so I got my degree in women's health at Spelman College. I minored in public health, and I wanted to just do maternal and child health and stay on the policy level, but I felt pulled to become a lactation counselor and a childbirth educator. And now I am in midwifery school, and I just completed my doula training. So I'm all the way in there, reproductive health. And so I will be teaching childbirth classes here. We're going to talk about some birthing practices that come from our indigenous culture, Native American culture, as well as African culture. We'll talk about natural newborn care, of course breastfeeding, because I'm a lactation counselor, and I have a very long lineage of breastfeeding women in my country. So, in my country, in my family. So, I never really had the negative connotation with breastfeeding that a lot of women have. So that was definitely a blessing for me, because I was able to nurse both of my children. And so, in that aspect, even since high school, I've been trying to get women to breastfeed. Like when women would tell me, "Oh, I want to breastfeed," I was 16, like, no, you need to really do this. And you keep the milk, and do this. So that's always, like I said, been a really big interest and a part of my life, women's health. I started on a path saying I was going to do finance. I don't know what I was thinking, but I definitely was quickly, I was quickly moved over to working in women's health, and I also do womb health. I help women, spiritually guide women who are having womb issues such as fibroids, endometriosis, infertility, things like that. And I've been doing that for about 4 years now. And I met Freya because when I moved here from Atlanta from school, I was definitely trying to get into the birth community, and she was the only sister that I found in the community at the time. So I was just like, yeah, can you just help me? I know I want to do something with birth. Can you just kind of help me? So she kind of stepped in and helped to mentor me on that. And like I said, I recently had a baby last year, and I had him at a birth center in Hearst. And it was a very positive experience. Again, at one point, at one point I was like, ooh, what am I doing? I was like an hour before I gave birth. Yes. But my first birth, I did really want to go natural, and I didn't because of the lack of support. And so that was another reason why I became a doula, because unfortunately my son's dad was saying rude things to me while I was in labor. And I know I would have had another support person there. That would have been better out. I had to put him out, but someone else put him out at this time. So things of that nature. And of course, when you're a young mother, people say mean things to you. So I definitely try to help mothers who possibly don't think that they'll have a positive birth experience or afraid of motherhood, I try to encourage women to embrace it and not fear it. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so my natural birth, it was a really wonderful experience, and a lot of my friends are still like in shock that I did it. My son was 9.5 pounds, well, almost 9.5 pounds. I did not tear. It was really great. So I learned about birthing positions and things of that nature to prevent tearing. So I did tear with my oldest, and he was actually smaller than this baby. So I know it was due to the preparation that I did. And even with my oldest child, although my hospital birth did not go the way I wanted it to, I did have a vaginal birth, but I was already very educated about birth. So I did advocate for myself in ways that I know I would not have had I not been educated. So that is part of why I became a childbirth educator. Because I know when women know, for instance, that they can't have a cesarean after have a natural birth after a cesarean, or that they can tell, hey, I don't want to have a vaginal exam, things of that nature. Those things really empower women, because a lot of women go through horrible things and they're like, I didn't know, I could tell my doctor, I didn't want that to happen. I didn't know. Them. Yeah, they didn't know they could fire the doctor at 39 weeks if they want to. Or they didn't even know what a midwife was. So I try to definitely be an educational resource to women and help to really facilitate them bringing back to their roots. I am trained as an herbalist as well, so I really try to get women to understand that let's just try the natural way first before dealing with medications. I'm a former pharmacy technician, so I can tell sisters straight up, like, look, let me tell you what this is, and tell you what this chemically breaks down to and what this can do to your body. So yeah, that's why I'm here. I'm here to educate and definitely really bring back the importance, to help emphasize the importance of natural birth in the Black community, especially, of course, in the southern rural community, because we do have a very important birth history that we don't know of, and we have definitely been too Americanized, too westernized, and we are dying at such an alarming rate. So maternal child health is very close to my heart. So that is part of why I joined this doula collective, and I'm excited to be working with other sisters who have the same goal in the community.
Absolutely.